I won't stop till I hear him say,
Alrighty, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, we're going to go over an XRP trade along with a tweet that I put out to you guys yesterday on August 9th. Roughly at about 12 p.m. You guys can see here, I said tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, USD CPI comes out. Market manipulation inbound. After avoiding manipulation windows and applying logic, I'll be looking for beautiful scalp setups on XRP. So coming into this London session, I noticed a couple things about the market, and I'm going to fully break that down for you guys and show you guys how right now I'm currently floating in this trade, how I'm going to be looking to enter into a second position, and how this trade most likely is going to play out. You guys can see that right now we're in the live market. You guys can see this massive manipulation candle that's printing right now. It just so happens to be at exactly 5:30 a.m. on the dot when the United States dollar CPI just came out and dropped. I haven't looked at the CPI yet, but we know that the news just was released, which is why this nasty amount of volume has just pumped into the market. So let's see if we can get some type of pullback down into some type of discount to then go ahead and allocate funds back into the market for maybe a second scaled in position. I will update you guys on that trade analysis. You guys can again see that we are in the live market. We have about 12 minutes left on this candlestick. We are on the 15-minute chart. So let's just be mindful of where we're operating at. New York session is operating at a high when we can see previous two New York sessions here. We see the Asia session here, and we see the London session all bought from a low. So maybe this is bullish momentum, but maybe we can see a pullback where we can add an additional order. I will update you guys as the price action goes along. But so to break down this first trade entry and why it is that I was seeking to put a position into the market here in this area was simply based off of a couple different things. Number one, target areas align. Okay. The target areas in the form of trendline liquidity, where market makers are creating in the form of, again, trendline chasers. They're creating some type of trend line here where they know over leveraged sellers are taking sells from these highs. Okay. Most likely retail traders are drawing some type of imaginary trend line, and you guys can see again the 530 manipulation. When the news came out, what did they do? They came and they immediately attacked highs where retail traders are taking over leveraged sell positions. You guys can see how that candlestick correlates with coming and attacking the liquidity above these highs, right? So let's be mindful and see if this manipulation candlestick can give us a decent pullback for a second entry for a continuation higher. It would be very nice to see that, because then that would be a scale into this overall position that we placed here prior to London session. Okay, so let's see if that comes into fruition. Now, just to break down this trade entry real fast for you guys, while again we are in the live market, this is the 15-minute chart. What I'm expecting for this price action to do is give us some type of pullback and then give us some type of continuation higher. We'll be mindful of that, and I'll update you guys as we go along. But so coming into this New York session, after I posted this to you guys, I saw an area of trendline liquidity on the fractal nature of things. If we jump down to the 5-minute chart, we can see massive manipulation on the 5-minute chart right here in the form of trendline liquidity beneath lows, right? All in this area. Okay, so we have a triple touch of a trend line, triple touch 1, 2, and 3. We know that the market makers most likely are always going to come back for that liquidity. And then I had the interest to take price higher based off of two things. We see two double pattern formations, one here, a double pattern here, a double top or retail resistance in this area, and then also a double top formation printing during Asia session manipulation window. So there was most likely liquidity in my mind. Again, when I was coming into this trading session, I was building logic surrounding why I could take buy positions, having logical take profit areas. Again, when you're approaching these markets and you're looking for take profit or target areas, you need to be basing that off of where retail liquidity most likely lies. Why? Because that is what the bank and institutions look to target. Okay. We have partialed out of this trade. Again, like I said at the beginning of this call, we are looking to reallocate some funds back into the market. This is a scalp position for me that resulted in over a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio. We're still floating in this original entry position with stops moved to break even, but let's dive into into the actual entry. Okay, so again, I want you guys to pay attention to the pattern that we see right here in this general vicinity and what it is that we talk about here on this YouTube channel. What must happen before the market makers put in an institutionalized order? They must create a pre-engineered area of liquidity in the form of a low. Once we see that low liquidated, or we see a bullied push down into that low, we are looking to the right-hand side at psychological levels, i.e., because we are trading XRP against the United States dollar, we're paying attention to the quarter theory. That's 0 zeros, 25, 50, 75s, and 0 zeros. Can the market take a buy position off of one of those psychological levels and give us a bullish momentum match in the form of equaling out the momentum that tapped into the liquidity to the left-hand side? The bearish momentum that was pushed into the liquidity from the left-hand side, again, that pre-engineered liquidity, can the bullish momentum respect a psychological level and match that momentum, giving us a break in structure? This is now a bullish reversal pattern or an institutionalized order. The market makers are the only people with the amount of money to move the market this way. This is called a manipulation move, for them to grab liquidity from early buyers or over leveraged buyers and activating sell positions, sell stops, and then taking buy positions after manipulating the market. Then we apply logic, and we know that the market makers cannot just drive price higher one time, right? With one order. They can't do that, guys and gals. You have to understand that. So what are they going to do? They're going to add to this order right here, right? They're going to add to this order somewhere over to the right-hand side in the form of some type of discount, whether that's 50% discount, 62%, 75, 79, or 100% discount. They're most likely going to push price back down into discount and add to that order if they're going to drive price higher. What does this allow us to do here at CYPRX? This allows us to orchestrate the best risk to reward ratio. Again, I trade XRP leverage. So what I'm looking to do is get the best bang for my buck. I'm looking to minimize my risk by adding to an order that's going to give me a higher probability for a trade to go in my favor and maximize my potential profit by targeting retail money. Okay. So with all that being said, look at what happened, guys and gals. The exact same pattern that I just drew out for you guys happened right here in between Asia and London session. And all you had to do was be patient and wait for a pullback. Again, we explain this pattern in extreme detail. We explain psychological levels in extreme detail. We go into the fractal nature of things on the 1 minute chart to get those significant sniper entries in correlation with the higher time frame, all in the CYPRX course content in extreme detail. So pay attention. Here we see a pre-engineered low that just so happened to be set during the manipulation window on Asia session. Here's that low right here. The market makers forcefully bully their way down into that area. We see a bullish reaction and we see a high or a fractal high created. From there, the market does what? It breaks that market structure high. After that, it pulls back. Once the market started to pull back, all I simply did was I took my Fibonacci from this A to B move that broke the market structure. We can see when the market pulled back, it failed to break the previous market structure low. And would you guys look at this again, paying attention to the quarter theory, we can see that the market respected the 50 to the T, 35950. Again, we're trading XRP against the United States dollar. So what did we do here? We minimized our risk with a stop loss right beneath the low, and we maximized our reward by doing what? Seeking to take profit above retail money. Now, something else that was interesting about this price action is we can see what was formed right here, which gave me more confidence to hold this trade coming into the New York session, which is an equal high or a double top formation that was formed after all of this price action. We can see these highs right here are pretty much equal in a sense of what? Retail resistance traders attempting to sell price action in the form of some type of imaginary line that they draw on their charts, thinking that this is some type of resistance because they see fractal sell pressure. But we know based off of this pattern right here that the market makers are telling us that they want to push price beneath lows to liquidate pre-engineered liquidity all in this area, right? Then they reject the psychological level. They matched that bearish momentum with bullish momentum. See here how this bearish momentum was matched, and we broke a fractal structure high. Once the market again solidifying the ideology that the banking institutions cannot just put in one order, they have to add to their position. We capitalized on that here at CYPRX. We got that pullback. We failed to break the low. This is now a higher low, which minimizes our risk, maximizes our reward. I gave you guys the logical target areas. We have retail resistance here. We have double top formations here. We have double top formations here. And we have retail what? Trend line liquidity all in this area. I let you guys know here along with the tweet that I was going to be looking for trades to be placed on XRP coming into this day's trading session. Here's the strategy right here played out before your guys' eyes. I let you guys know again ahead of the curve via Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure that you guys do so. We have 3 minutes left on this 15-minute candlestick. I'm still going to sit here and monitor price action during the rest of this New York session to see if we can scale into a second position. I'm assuming that the CPI came out negative for the United States dollar, which is why most likely this temporary rally just took place. We can go ahead and go check out the CPI if we want. Let's go to forexfactory.com. All right, so the CPI did come out negative for the United States dollar, or at least from the forecast, it definitely came out negative compared to what they were forecasting. So that definitely has just boosted the cryptocurrency market temporarily. Let's see what happens. Let's see how Bitcoin reacts. Can Bitcoin break that 24,000 mark? If that's going to be the case, then most likely XRP is going to come all the way back up into 38 to maybe 39 cents. We will see. I will update you guys during the rest of this New York session and see how price played out to see if we can get a second scale in position, maybe on a potential pullback. As always, blessings to you guys, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Alrighty, guys and gals, welcome back. New York session is pretty much over. We're about to roll over into Asia session. The market has already reset itself for the day. Now, the only thing that I could say about this is we did not get that drastic pullback that I talked about potentially scaling into a second position in the first video breakdown. Again, we are in the live market on the 15-minute chart. And you guys can see how the analysis played out. I'd mentioned to you guys that I was expecting XRP price to continue up into 38 to 39 cents. You guys can see that the 38-cent psychological level has been met. Again, banking institutions seeking to come and attack the retail trendline liquidity all in this area above these highs. I mentioned to you guys that as well in the previous video. Now, I wasn't able to scale into a second position. I was waiting for a significant pullback. I was fibbing from this significant higher low up into the high and waiting for a second entry at around 70 to 79% discount. You guys can see how the market potentially pulled back to roughly around 35 to maybe 45% discount and then rallied a little bit higher for a market continuation right before the market reset itself at around 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's roughly at around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So just to go into an extreme detailistic perspective, again, why it is that I was looking to place this trade. Again, I'd mentioned to you guys on Twitter, tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, USD CPI comes out. That came out negative for the United States dollar, which caused the DXY to drop in value. And so you guys can see across the board, Bitcoin rallied, QNT rallied, XLM rallied, Casper rallied. Pretty much all the cryptocurrencies had a nice little pump. Pretty much backtracking off of Bitcoin's price action. If you go to Bitcoin price charts, they pretty much look exactly the same. How I was able to be fortunate enough to catch this position, number one, was just seeing that over time, overall, the optimism in the cryptocurrency market has since returned, most likely meaning that banking institutions are seeking to continuously take discounted buys until on a higher time frame we reverse that price action and we seek to break higher time frame, higher lows, which in this perspective, you guys can see here, the market is consistently making, let's actually jump to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we are consistently making higher highs and higher lows. Ever since we had that sweep liquidity roughly at around 30 cents, well, 30.5 cents, we have significantly made higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and now significantly made another higher low. Again, sweeping that trendline liquidity all in this general vicinity, attacking retail money. The ideology behind the markets must go lower in order to reverse and go higher. You guys can see how retail methodologies are consistently getting tapped out of the market. You guys can see even on the 4-hour chart, there's trendline liquidity in this area. The market makers drop price to give themselves discount based off of where they bought from previous sessions, i.e. here in these general vicinities, 1, 2, and 3. You guys can see there's institutionalized order flow in this area because we know that market makers are the only people with the amount of money to drive price like this. They put price down into a discount for themselves, drove price higher, took profit, drove price higher again, same thing, took profit, and then one more time took another buy position, driving price higher. You guys can see how the banking institutions during New York session, if I go ahead and I highlight a previous area where the banking institutions bought from previous New York sessions, that's roughly in this general vicinity at around 36 cents. You guys can see how how during this London/New York session, banking institutions bought from that discounted price again, and now we are hovering at roughly about 38 cents. Let's see how this market continues coming into the weekend. Today is Wednesday. We have Thursday and Friday left through the week to see how price action plays out. I'm expecting price to come and tap out the liquidity above 41 to 41.5 cents. My stop loss is currently at break even on this position, and I have partialed out. I'm looking to see if we can catch some more intraday trading scalps coming into Thursday and Friday's price action. We have some high impact news coming out for the Great British Pound that should definitely rock the market tomorrow. So let's be mindful of that as well. Blessings to you guys all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live analysis breakdown. Again, giving you guys more price updates as we go along with XRP, looking to see if this bullish momentum can hold. Again, on the 4-hour chart, we are going to remain with this temporary bullish order flow until we turn around and break these higher lows. If at any given point in time, price drops beneath these higher lows and we see a market bearish continuation beneath them, then we need to be mindful that we could most likely come and see the June lows being attacked in the form of over leveraged buy position beneath the June 18th lows. That is the only thing that I could see potentially happening. And if not, most likely the bottom is temporarily in for XRP, and we are going to see a price appreciation above June highs, maybe even into the May highs. I've been mentioning to you guys the 65-cent psychological level for the May highs for quite some time. Let's just be mindful and monitor and track price action. We have lots of liquidity above these areas here in the form of trend line, and this would come into fruition with attacking the May high liquidity roughly at around 65 cents. If we go and we track all the way at the May highs, again, I told you guys that I'm not screaming that the bottom is in until this first May high, which is a lower high on the higher time frame, gets attacked, and we remain with bullish order flow above that, and that comes in roughly at around 65 cents. So we will be mindful of that until we surpass these psychological levels. I'm going to be seeking to take profit from any intraday trades or scalp positions that I place on XRP. Blessings to you guys all. Again, if you guys want that technical analysis approach to the market in extreme detail on how it is that I capitalize on intraday trading and scalp positions like this, if you're looking to grow a portfolio with a logical approach to the market, that link is in the description down below for the CYPRX mentorship. Blessings to you guys all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video breakdown. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and as always, be cognizant, be aware, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown.
I won't stop till I hear him say